Hi, my name is Leanne Hill and I'm a trainer with A+ Science, and today I'm going to take you through Lego reverse reactions of photosynthesis and cellular respiration. This is one of my all-time favorite activities. Your 7th graders are going to be so excited to know that they are going to get to play with Legos today in your classroom. So let's get started. The first thing I want to point out to you guys is that in your procedure, just need to make a few modifications with the colors that are listed, because we want to make sure that our Legos correspond to the colors on the mat. So with your Legos, you're going to need 18 Legos in the 4x2 size that are red. Red is going to represent oxygen. Then you're going to need 12 Legos in the 2x1 size of white. White represents hydrogen. Then last, you're going to need 6 Legos, 4x2 size in black, and black is going to represent carbon. Now, when we went to purchase our supplies for this activity, the Lego store was out of white, so we had to use clear. So today for the demonstration, I will be using clear in place of white. But on these handy dandy mats here that come with the activity, the colors match up exactly with what is on the mat itself. The only modification is actually in the written procedure that you as teachers will be reading, okay? So you can put this on the board, make sure your students know what color Lego represents which atom. All right, so one of the crazy things about plants, students do such a great job of remembering chloroplasts and photosynthesis and, oh, chlorophyll, and that's what makes the plants green. Sometimes they forget a little bit about plants still have mitochondria, and that's the site of cellular respiration. So this just reinforces also within students that, hey, plants have both, okay? Not just one. So you're going to find this activity in the module entitled Bioenergetics. And again, this module is going through the interdependent relationships of the cycling of matter and energy. So what better way than to demonstrate photosynthesis and cellular respiration? So now that you know what you need, this is just a personal preference. This is the way I teach it in my classroom. I print off enough color copies for my students to work per pair. I laminate them so they can be used year after year. And then I just begin. I do already have bags that already have all the Legos counted out as I, went over it right here with you guys. So it's ready to go. All they have to do is follow the mats. So we start with the reactants for photosynthesis, and we begin with 6 waters. So we have red Lego that represents oxygen and the clear represents hydrogen. And I went ahead and already made these up so I can just easily lay these out on the mat. Your students who sometimes might have some behavioral issues in your class, you're going to find that they're going to be able to do this and do it very well. Then we have 6 carbon dioxides. We have our 1 carbon and our 2 red oxygens. So I'm going to lay those out on the mat. Okay, now your students, once they have made this, are going to take this apart and go, okay, now the products are going to be 1 molecule of glucose and then 6 oxygen molecules. And oxygen travels in pairs, it's diatomic. So, you can begin introducing that terminology with them also. Your chemistry teacher in 8th grade will love you for it. All right, now, just for demonstration purposes, I went ahead and made the products with another bag that I already had made up. So, here are 6 oxygens. Very simple to make. Okay. And then the one glucose molecule. This is going to be the most difficult thing that you make. But once again, the great thing about this is you have fantastic layout mats that specifically show you this is exactly how you put it together, and you lay it here on the mat. Once you have done this first mat, you're going to take the glucose ring that you've made here, and it specifically tells you, go ahead and go on to step 2 on the next page. All right, and the remaining pieces that you have back here on this mat, you're going to use and add to that basic glucose ring structure. And you will end up with a finished glucose molecule. One of the problems I've encountered along the way is as I'm making the glucose molecule, sometimes I will inadvertently knock a piece off that I already had in place, and I'll have to go back and figure that out. The great thing is when you get done, there is included a glucose check mat, and this is fabulous. So you're going to lay your glucose molecule face up and face down, and it should match everything on there. And I was so excited. I did it right the first time today. So, but your students will see through this demonstration that absolutely everything with reactants equals out to the products. Then you can begin working in reverse, okay? So we know that in cellular respiration, glucose and oxygen are needed, okay, to release ATP. And then we have our other products, which are going to be your water and carbon dioxide. You can also extend this lab further by making starch and cellulose, and those mats are also provided. So can't wait to hear your feedback on this. This is a great lab. And once you've bought your Lego pieces, you're set. So if you have trouble with finances with buying Legos, you know, there are so many people that have Legos in their house. Just ask parents for donations with that. So again, have fun with this lab. I know your students will. Thanks so much.